it was incredible. Yeah.
You had mentioned traveling for some of these art intensives. I know that you've been able to actually travel extensively throughout the world.
hmm
Would you mind sharing a little bit about how that has influenced your art style? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, at this point, I think that traveling and making art are just integral to one another in my particular practice. Most of my work is informed by experiences from my travels. And when I talk about that, I started when I was in high school. I was able to travel with my French class to France for a summer. And that was really made a huge impression on my outlook on the world and just sort of understanding just the way I saw the world. And so in undergrad, had another opportunity to spend a summer with the university traveling in Peru. And
Lovely.
yeah, we spent a lot of our time in Cusco and the Andes region, but we also spent about a week and a half in the Amazon rainforest as well. And seeing just the diverse work and the way that the art specifically and the culture varied between the Amazon and the Andes. Uh, it was, I was about 20 years old and it just completely opened up my eyes and the world. And after that, I couldn't stop. So in one of my graduate programs, I spent a summer studying in the Czech Republic. And that was wonderful. I was in Prague predominantly and a town called Pilsen where the university was. Yeah, and we did printmaking and art, and which were things that sort of I was able to bring back into my other work and incorporate. And then from there, when I was a professional artist living in Houston, Texas, I had an opportunity to move to Jakarta, Indonesia for a year and a half. And I feel like that's when my work just really took off.
Right.
When I finally found my voice, um, it was up until the point when my children were born. I said it was the best year and a half of my life, and I every single week or weekend I was traveling to a different. There's 14,000 islands
Wow.
in Indonesia, and I was able to travel with a group called the Indonesian Heritage Society, and we would go to extremely remote parts of the archipelago and see either wildlife or meet cultural groups of people
Hmm.
that had remained more isolated up until the last 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was, I know I keep saying this, but it was truly life changing.
It sounds like it would have to be.
Yeah, and so a lot of my work sort of comes down to that like liminality where you're neither here nor there because after that I was changed and I came back to the United States, but there was such an important part of me that had grown or been born in Indonesia.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was just wonderful. And so that liminality is also like there's always the cliche term, it's not about, it's not about the destination.